Hello everybody and welcome back to Starship Evo, where you may notice I have managed to dock the ship, so that has worked. I would like to now just do one quick test, and that is to move the ship. Also, I'd like to see if when I move the ship, if this guy continues to work. It does seem to now, after a reload, be, I think, drawing rocks in from the storage. It is. It's working correctly right now. So we're going to go for a little drive and see if that A, breaks the arc furnace again, and B, if it let's go B, if it breaks the dock. So we want to just make sure that that is docked in correctly. So now when I move, so when I moved before, it wasn't docked correctly, and when I moved the ship slightly, but this time it stayed. Wonderful. Okay, there's a couple of things I want to change about this, I think. Mind you, this way round would work really well, actually, because I don't know if it shows you which way round is forward on the actual dock itself. I think it might have arrows when you actually put it on. So I might want to change that around if I want the ship going in backwards. Like if I want it going in 90 degrees to this, you can change it to go in 90 degrees as well. So that's one thing. The next thing I would think I want to do though is I'm going to undock it. I'm going to take the thing off and I'm going to make it half the size so that it's in line with all the feet and everything. So there's a small chance it might actually, you know, be able to sit on the floor properly. It's not too big an issue. I do have a construction anchor on there, but I do kind of feel like it's not really how things are meant to be. I'm wondering about maybe that would be why a landing gear would be a good idea. So you'd have a landing gear that came down and was lower than the dock. So you'd have it up when the dock was there and down when the dock wasn't needed, or you know what I mean. So that might be a thing to do. I have no idea how to make landing gears. I think it's just a case of make certain blocks and then put like a hinge or something on them. It's a little bit like, and just attach that to a switch. See, I was all like, yeah, you don't need to do much logic for this or much like, and I don't think I've done anything particularly complex, but I'm finding more and more things as I'm going along that do need a little bit of like, you know, connect this to a switch at least. But I'd like to have a look for the kind of blocks that they were using. You know that little hover bike we saw? It had like little feet, and I don't know how they made those feet. And I'm kind of looking to see if there's any kind of little railing block or something that they've used for that. There's a decorative handle. There's a panel. Oh, and a pipe cover. Okay, yeah, we do have some like wedges, arches, tile, half-height tile. So you could make even smaller than the smallest block with a half-height tile. A grating for platforms and walkways. Oh, that's really nice. A lattice girder. Handle. Cushions and saddles. So you can make decorative seating. Glowing tiles. Light tiles. Round blocks. So all down here after hull, basically, you've got all the different decorative blocks you can use. A hollow cube. A holographic brick with no collision. Wow. It's awesome. A cargo space gate defines a cargo space for trading goods. Is that a shop? Is that a shop? I wonder. I come back to that if I ever make like a station or something. I'm drinking my cola. I should be drinking my tea. I'm bad, Sheila. Controls the fuel flow in pipes. Open it to let fuel pass or close it to stop it. Oh, wow, nice. I'm just having a look through because I haven't always been using everything, I don't think. A join arm. Rotates around its side axis. That would probably be for making mechs with. Piston hinge, rotator, sliding rail. so many things that you could use there, and then all sorts of sensors. A speedometer displays entity speed. I want one of those. I'm finding things I want now. But I did make off screen. I made a camera, and we've got a couple of panels and a couple of monitors left over. A gauge. If you want things looking a bit retro, you could have a gauge on it. I probably want monitors, more void pearl storage, and then we've got all the stuff that's more like teleporter. Probably should have a teleporter, actually. That's another thing I should have. Should go next to my med bay. Anything else? Warp core. Can't make a warp core yet because we need graviton rings, and I don't think we can make those yet. Maybe we can. I think they might be sunstone, actually. So I'll probably need to get some more of that at some point, but that's fine. Yeah, sunstone times 4 for 4 graviton rings. And that takes 3 graviton rings. So I will need 4 sunstone for a warp core if I want to make one, but I don't think I need one quite yet because we haven't even made it out of the system yet. Takes a while. I mean, obviously, the better you build before you leave the system, the better things are going to be. So let's get my teleporter out. This is good. We're starting to add things that are super useful. And then I'm going to have a look at my camera. So I'm going to put that in the corner over there. Then I might just... I don't know if I'll move that later once this is maybe a bit longer or whatever. I'm not really sure. I've not got that much hull left, do I? But I've got a lot of iron. And I think this is working on a lot of iron. Now, it stopped when I moved the ship. So yeah, that's basically what's happening here. When the ship stops, it stops drawing. Which is a bit annoying, but you know, I can easily work around that. That's fine. So possibly having an arc furnace on a moving ship isn't the best way forward. But I think the convenience of having it on the ship outweighs the inconvenience of having it sometimes stop doing what it's doing, you know. Okay, so I wanted to mess around with the camera and monitors on this. And while it's doing that, I would like a whole load of hull blocks made. So we shall do that as well. Hull block. Spent a lot of time last time. Instead of making hull blocks, we'll do 50 for now. 50 doesn't really get me very far, but you know, 50 for now. I spent a lot of time instead last time doing this ship here, which is my little mining ship, which I'm actually very proud of. I think it's very, very cute. It might still need a little bit of upgrading in TLC over time, because I think it might need a bit of a canopy on it and stuff like that, just to make it. So what I might have to do is pull a very small grid of a layer of steel over that, maybe, and then pop all the bits and bobs on top of it back on, maybe widen it a touch in order to get a canopy over it, and maybe lengthen it a tiny bit just to get a door in the back or something. But if you think about me trying to mine with this versus me trying to mine with this, you can see how much more efficient it is. And it got us like 300 iron pieces in about 10 seconds flat. It was brilliant. So let's see if we can just make the docking a bit easier on it though. So what I'm gonna do is I need a camera to be looking down at the docking thing. So I don't know really how cameras work. I don't know how much they see. I'll probably be looking straight at that. So I think it would need to look directly at the docking. All right, I'm going to undock it and I'm going to do a little bit of playing around, I think. So I learned how to dock, by the way. So what you need to do when you dock and also when you undock is you need to have the entity that you're, well, actually for undocking, probably not. But when you're docking, you need to have the larger entity selected with your target. So you press R until your ship comes up. And then you need to be close enough. You know, do you remember when I was getting close and the arrows were red and then the arrows were sort of a blue color? Well, I think when they're the blue color, it means that they're close enough for the ship to pull in. I also did a little bit of work with the gravity tool thing. And just sort of positioned the ship nicely and then got back in and docked it. So that really helped as well. So there, we're undocked now. I'm just going to get us kind of level in the sky and exit control and then get out of my seat and then make sure my jackpack's on. Maybe I should have done that. Should have checked that first, right? So you can see this is red now. So that's like, yeah, we're not docked anymore. So I'm going to take it off. I'm going to take this off. That also wasn't quite centered either, was it? So that didn't help probably. And then I want to get that a bit more centered. So maybe, actually no, okay. Right, I see. That might do it. I'll need 4 of them because of the size of the docking thing. Did I pick it up? No. Is it fallen to the ground? Probably. Where did it go? Where's my docking thing? Oh, no, I did pick it up. That's fine. So now let's get that on. And so it'll be, the ship will be less like crazy up in the air then. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so that's saying that the red one is forward and the green one is down, which is exactly what I want. So that's what I want. Oh, come on. She-Lab, seriously. What? She-Lab sucks. Sucks at lining things up, apparently. Ah. Oh. Right. She-Lab sees. She-Lab's going to put it on like this, and then she's going to move the blocks around it. Seems to be the way forward. Okay. They were just so slightly out, and the docking clamp just does not want to seem to move in the same way. Okay, so I think that's a good docking clamp there. So now I need to work out how to mount a camera to be looking straight at that. I mean, this seems the most efficient way. Oh, no, that's not on right. Hang on. I don't know if this will work, but we're going to try it. So, oh, come on. I know it needs to be looking straight at. So, can we rotate, please? Okay. Right, there we are. So that, in theory, should be looking straight at the docking clamp and helping me line it up. Then I'm going to want a monitor. Apparently. I'll be on the ship over here. I would also like to check that this docking clamp is going the way I think it is as well. So I'm just going to take that off. Yeah, so that should... It's locked, not locked 90. So that should be the right way around. And then I want a monitor. It did the thing again. I don't know why it does that. Monitor needs to be probably to the side of the ship here, so let's just make that small. So we've got room for monitors, and I'm gonna put that on. I'm going to link them up. No, it's the camera. And then we'll see how that works. I don't really know. Oh, cool. So come out. I don't know if I can do that while I'm driving the ship. I'll have to have a look at that in a second. But I'm not entirely sure I like the way round that is. And I think it might need to be a bit higher up. I'm just going to do it here. Now then, that was upside down, so... I don't know if there's a way to get it the right side up, but let's see how that looks. The yoke to the camera instead if you want to control it when entering the yoke. I don't really always want to be though. I think what I need possibly is an event gate so that I can sort of press a button and then have the camera and then get back out with the same button. So I want probably yoke to event gate to camera. I'll try that in a minute and see if that works. But until then, I'm just going to have it linked up to the monitor. So I think I might need to go monitor to camera. Find the darn thing. There it is. Monitor to camera. Okay, so at the moment we're just looking at how it looks. Oh yeah, that should be all right. As a little checker for. All right, so when I'm in my ship here, and I'm in my minor ship, and then I can quickly look at the camera, and I can. Okay, I might need to come in and out of spaceship control to do it, but it at least gives me a look at the exact place I want to look. All right, so kind of go where I think. And then I will have a look at the camera. Oh, okay, yeah, so I can still fly with that. Oh, but I'm doing a terrible job of it because of course I am. But I actually did have it in an okay position to dock. I realized then. So if I then say, oh, hang on, what I haven't done is targeted the spaceship. And then I can say request docking. It's still turning me upside down. It's done this before. I'm not sure why. Is it going to turn me back round? Is that just going to take some time? Let me just exit the spaceship control and come out of my seat. Because I've told it to dock already. And this is what it's done. But then if I grab this and I turn it over, that's why it's telling it is wanting to go the other way right now. And there it's docked, you see. So what I don't really want to have to be doing is that particularly. And so I just want to see what the camera looks like now when they're docked together. Yeah, so we're not low enough at the moment to see the two things. And I don't think we're far enough out. So I don't think the camera is in a very helpful position there. So I do think it needs to be pointing at... I'm not 100% sure that the camera is particularly useful. Even going into third person, I don't find particularly useful either. So it might be a bit of get it close enough to dock and then use the gravity thing to align it. That might be just how we have to do this. I'd rather not. I think it should pull you in better, honestly. Let's pull this camera off. So I think the original position I had the camera in was probably good. The other thing I could maybe try and do is mount it on a triangular block. Don't know though. Why can't I get in position to put that on? That's so irritating. There we are. So enter camera. That's too low now. Feels like it's too low and it's too close. I don't think there's much you can do to make the cameras better either. Maybe having it further away. So maybe having it like at the front. Honestly, trying to do anything with a ship like this is a nightmare as well. Like, I would have to clip through to actually build here, which I really hate doing, but... I just want to then try here. Have a look. That's a better angle. That's a far better angle. I can actually see very much how close everything is. Yeah, that's great. I I would definitely, if I ever wanted to land this, so I would definitely need some landing gears. Or I thought of a reason to have a sliding rail. You put a sliding rail here, right? And then you have a switch and your camera comes down for docking. But like I say, that's for clever people, not for me. I'm just going to stick with having a construction anchor on there and just leaving it in the sky. Yeah. Let's hope that doesn't get caught on anything. The other thing you could do, put a hinge on it and have it tuck away to the side until you needed it. So there's a couple of ways that you could get that to move out of the way. Okay, but it seems like it's a lot better for actually trying to dock now. So I do want to try and get it in the right orientation though, so that I know that when I dock, so F, undock. The docking is working, I just need it optimized. Okay, so let's exit spaceship control. And this needs to be turned around, but it's not really much of a way of me telling which way is forward and backward, but that seems to be lit up. And I think the arrow was facing forward, so let's try and face the arrow backward this time then. So I think if it goes that way around, then that should dock it right. Oh yeah, because it looks to me like there's one of these that's lit up. And that's what's going to try and line up to the lit up one there. Aha, so that's how you know. So you probably always would want that lit up one to be forward if you're wanting to dock him forward. I've done it, obviously I've done it by turning around this one, but what you probably would want is that to be forward and that one to be, in fact I might do that, because if I want to dock other ships on this docking pad, I'm going to need it the right way around. So let's just make it the right way around. And also that red arrow shows forward as well, which it probably did. So yeah, that's backwards. It's the one on the ship that's backwards. There we are. Perfect. That should now dock the correct way. And I now should have a camera that will show me where I'm docking to. And I don't know though whether it's going to be that useful, but we'll see. So that's why it was trying to turn over. It was trying to like work out how to turn me around. So rather than spin me, it tried to spin me upwards, you know. Okay, so let's control down. And let's have a little look at the camera. I didn't link the camera. Oh yeah, I didn't. You're right, I didn't link the camera. Okay, so let's see if it... Let's just request docking and see if it does it. Oh, perfect. Didn't even need the camera now. Everything's oriented the right way. All right, so let's see how that looks when I'm out of the seat and everything. Absolutely blooming perfect. Just needed to be oriented right. Doesn't look very centered though, does it? Something's off there. Is it just my positioning on the docking clamp there? I don't think so. Hang on. Block there. Block. No, it's definitely centered. One block, one block. Block, one block. Something here is not centered. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Ah! one. Right. So we are 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3 there. 5, 5. Trying to work out what it is that needs to, something needs to change here. 1, 2 over there. We're 1, 2 over there. So that's right. We're 1, 2, 3. Ah, it's 4 wide. Ah, no, this should be probably 5 wide. Well, that's why then. Let's grab some. Might be that I ran out of blocks at the time, to be honest. Probably. Throw that scrappy hull back in. I don't need that. Okay. That makes total sense. While we were doing that, though, it really got through those hull plates, which is great. I'll do another 50 because I'm sure we'll need it. So we got a perfect dock there. And I worked out exactly how to align everything. And that was really good. So if you just got like a little hanger like this, then I would imagine you're fine. I'm just going to undock this and realign that docking clamp to the new size of this. Let's move you out of the way. But yeah, when it's not trying to turn itself around and do weird and wonderfuls and you know which way you're coming in, that's absolutely fine. So I think one thing you can do as well is if you want to just come in at any angle to this, you can have free orientation. And so it will just come in at whatever angle you want. So you can have 90 lock, which would put you this way, I think. I'm not sure which direction though. You can have lock, and then you can have free orientation. So if I'd have put that to free orientation, it would have just been whichever way around and wouldn't have tried to turn me. It trying to turn me is like kind of a problem. So for now, anyway, what might happen eventually is that we'll make this really big and we'll have several hangars for various craft just behind this ship, and it will just like roam the galaxy with all my ships in it. And if that's the case, we'll turn this 90 degrees and we'll have hangar doors on the sides and we'll have them quite wide. But for now, we'll probably just have a hangar door on the back and just this one mining ship. Then I will probably just arm the main ship to the teeth. But eventually I might want to put 2 ships in. One would be a fighter jet and one would be a miner. The other thing you can do is you can like make a spaceship, like a space dock thing, and you can spawn ships in and out. So if you get to a point where you've got hundreds and you just really want to like spawn them in and out, you could do that. If you've just got a couple of ships, probably just docking them like I'm doing would be the way forward. But I think we're nearly there. Just got to get this. Got to get clip mode off so I can land. Okay, so it just needs to be a little bit more aligned and then we are perfect, I think. It was such a shame because I had such... It's docked so nicely and everything, and then I was like, but... So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it wants to be at the 3 position, I would say. Like there. I want to put the thrusters back on. Yeah, that makes more sense. I don't know if it'll be a bit far forward actually there though. Just ignore the fact that half of this bed is scrappy hull and half of it is hull as well. Maybe about there. Okay, let's see how that looks when we dock. I don't know that I want the camera necessarily anymore though. I think I felt like the camera was really needed when it wasn't docking well. But I think that probably at this point, as long as I get it most of the way, should be fine. As long as I sort of get it, like, close. Press docking, and... Please don't start your rubbish. Oh no, I think it's doing it. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. That worked. Nice. I'm really happy about that. It's a little bit janky. I feel like I'm probably going to have to move those over and then make walls here. If I want to wall it in, I might not want to wall it in. I don't know. I probably do actually, simply because it's kind of, if any wall wants to be there, you know what? I'm just gonna make the whole thing. I'm just gonna make it like a doubled up thing. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so I want to make it a bit longer, and then we want to get loads of blast doors, and I want to move the. Please tell me those... Yeah, I caught them. Didn't fall to the ground. For some reason, I've got the ship quite high up, haven't I? So I want that amount of floor. I think that's good. And that amount of floor, and that's most of my blocks gone. I'm gonna want huge blast doors, so they're gonna want to be at least 5 across and probably the whole height. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm gonna want 16 blast doors to get that right. All right, make me 16 blast doors. Oh, did you run out of iron again? Yes, but we are making a truck ton of it. So hopefully that shouldn't be a problem. So then I want 16 blast doors, please. I'll put my speedo on on the ship. I don't know why I want this, but I just do. Look! How cool is that? It tells me how many meters a second I'm going. I know it tells me in the thing, but it's cool that it's on my dashboard. I know I'm a geek. Shush. So, I'm wondering whether to pop like little bits of storage, like here and here. I've got a bit of room there that, and also maybe, or even like overhead lockers or something here, I think, to make it interesting. Because, you know, I can't just have room. Everything's a little bit tight in here, but it's not too bad. All right, so assembler. I would actually like you to make me another assembler. I would like 4 assemblers. Thank you. That would help, wouldn't it? Then I'm actually going to take these guys off the wall. So I've decided one wall is going to be an assembler wall and one wall is going to be a power wall. Camera can go away as well, because I might eventually use that for something like a turret, maybe. I could have a turret on top and I could use that via a camera maybe, but I'm not really sure. Like, cameras, the problem with them is that they are quite a limited range, like field of view. So I'm not sure that they're the best way forward. Okay. Next thing I'd like to do is actually save this ship. Not done it in a while. I want to try and do it every so often. And then I would also like to just quickly jump in this ship and give it a save as well. So as long as you're in the seat and out of the seat, it will... I just want to make sure that I actually did go in the seat here. This sheet, that seat should be purple as well. So then She-Labs, I've got She-Labs Minor and She-Labs Spaceship, so they both need to be saved every so often. Because if I lose either of them, I can respawn them, but only if I've bothered to save it. All right, so... how many conveyor tubes do I have right now? 10. That should do for what I need. So eventually I'm going to make this storage a bit bigger, but I don't have enough storage units to do it at the moment. So I'm just going to stop this from making all the hull, and I'm going to make it make the assemblers for now. And I'm just going to get an assembler array going. Probably starting from the back of this storage here. Then we'll get the blast doors and everything going as well. Collectors down there seem to be just sucking in oxygen. Oh, no, they're not. Oh, okay. The collectors. It's the mining ship collector. There we are. Let's turn that off. And that's doing a great job of just being nicely powered up all the time as well. I'm not, like I say, I'm not sure if it's taking power from the main ship or whether it's just its little solar collectors are just doing a really good job of keeping it fueled up between mining sessions. But now I can take this whole ship and just go around scanning for iron, and then I can undock this and take it to iron mine, which is what we really wanted it to be able to do, which is amazing. I don't think it'll need that monitor anymore at the moment. And I'm going to start just placing the power wall over here. I could fit a couple there, but I think I'm going to start it here. No, I'm actually going to start it here. Oh gosh, there's some glare there, isn't there? Just come up on my jetpack a bit so it's just not as glary. But that'll just be the start of it. And I'll get all the power cells back in. And again, I'll probably move things as I go a little bit. I've got a lot of things I need to kind of fit on here, and there's not a ton of space and things like that, you know. Actually, I do wonder. Ooh, I've got an idea. So I think we could fit the med bay in here if we're like really clever about it. And still just about squeeze past. Okay, can't squeeze past. So what about if we put the med bay on this side and turned it around? Okay, so what I'm actually thinking might need to happen here so that I can fit a couple more things in is, and it's kind of annoying, but I'm thinking this block needs to move. It's been in the way for a while. It needs to move forward one. Oh no. What's happened there? Okay. 1 second. Let's just load that back up, shall we? It did not like me trying to mess around. Oh, I think I may have tried to mess around with life support while it was on or something. Whenever I get a crash in this game, it's always something to do with oxygen, like life support stuff, every time. Do you like my cute be back soon screen? It's awesome, isn't it? Right, so back to recording. Love my stream deck. It's great. Those things that, like when things like that happen, it's quite useful just to have something like that. See how well this game saves, auto saves. So if it crashes, it is always saved. No, it was off. Interesting. Just gonna pull down the size of the blocks. Yeah, it's quite happy now. How weird. So I'm gonna need to... What happened there? Oh. I took the anchor off and it dropped like a little stone. Okay. I can just have it like a quarter block back there so it can fit things on the front, which might be quite nice. And I'm going to paint it black. And then we'll put all our bits on it. Unless we just want to get rid of it entirely, actually. Do you know what? Why are we not just putting these things on the wall? Get that the right way around if we can. Yeah. Like, that's all that we ever needed, isn't it? And then we've got switches that would go alongside the construction anchor. I think it would look best like that. And a switch for the life support. That's all right. Now we've got all this space here. Wonderful. Having it on a block is kind of useful when you've got this, like, when you don't have walls, though. Like, when we didn't have walls initially, that was useful. So, you need to link these back up again. So, quite easy. Link those up. And then we want the yoke to the spaceship computer. And that's great. We need to go and get ourselves an H2 top up. And I'm feeling like we might need bigger H2 tanks as well. We're just resting on the tanks right now, yeah. So, as much as it would be really cool to get more... Well, actually, why don't we get like a whole bunch more iron just before we go? O2, and the nice thing there is I can see... Mind you, I hadn't turned it on. But yeah, we've got medbay there and a teleporter. So if I need to teleport to the ship from somewhere else, I can. And if I need to use the medbay, let me just scan in the medbay just to 100% make sure that it knows it's there. Cool. Then we've got bags of room in here. We could even put storage or something on the walls as well, without too much worry. Maybe a couple there or something, couple there. Or I could move the teleporter forward and put some storage in the corner even. I don't think I'll need to do that necessarily because most of my storage and stuff is in the workshop. So really, we've got like walls for any kind of event gates, turrets, spaceship computers, space station computers, whatever we need here, we've got. I've got room still for another couple of monitors if I want. So if I did get a second H2, I'd maybe move this oxygen one over and have 2 H2 tanks with being monitored. Or even if I just wanted to expand the size of the H2. Do you know what? I could do that as long as I was sat in the gas cloud. Because if I'm sat in the gas cloud, I can work on the tanks without worry. Yeah, let's turn on the construction anchor and push ourselves up into space a bit. There we are. Because that's what it's meant. It's meant to drop to the ground. Without the construction anchor, it will. But I'm really happy. Like, that docking procedure was fantastic. So I've now got a ship that can dock its own ships. Just amazing. Okay, so my next job anyway, my next actual job on the ship that I wanted to do. Oh, gosh, I spent a long time. Oh, no. I shouldn't have done that. Oh. Okay, I think I got everything. Luckily, most of it is in the box there. So what I want to be doing is I probably do want to increase the size of this eventually. I want to have the... So, 1, 2... What do I just... No, I'm just going to put it one above, actually. I'm going to put it there. And then it was supposed to have made me more assemblers. Apparently, it had managed to make me 1. Oh, great. Lovely. Well done. But that's better than none, I suppose. It's supposed to make me at least 2. So what I want is a 6-way construction thing. I think I might not be able to use it at one that's that big. Maybe one that's this big. And I need to work out the height on it. So let's have... I need that right against the wall, I think. Oh, yep, that is nicely popping itself down into there. Right. Oh, no. I just got it right as well. Do you know something? What I'm going to do here is I'm going to put that there. I'm going to see if I can get it to line up. Which I can't because, no, it's at the wrong height. It's going to be a nightmare. All right. So once I get the first one done, though, it'll be fine. Okay, it needs to be closer to the wall. That's the right height, though. So what that's given me is a height. Oh, it hasn't actually even given me a height, has it? Oh, no, that works. That works. That works. Okay, it's connected. Great. So then I get the other one and I pop it on the other side. So that's what we do. We have like a tank underneath for all the assemblers. And then I've still got room if I want to pull this up and make it a bigger storage space as well. But now I've got 2 assemblers, so I'm going to ask them. I'm going to just make sure that they've got push and pull capabilities. So push output to connected inventories. Yes. Share queue with his connected assemblers. Well, I could. Because that is now connected. They are all connected up. Connected idle assemblers. I won't worry about that for now. I'll just tell them each to do different things, I think. So why don't we tell you to make an assembler? And also tell you to make another assembler. See if it'll do it. Yeah. Look at them both working at the same time. And then I think then all I need is to connect the assemblers together, and then I'm going to just check this though, because I think I might only need to like pipe them together. Now are they, would one pipe go between? Yes, okay, cool, good to know. Try and make it like relatively the same. And then, so then what I want to know is, I don't want to make another one. Has it finished any of them yet? This is why we need parallel processing. Because everything's taking forever otherwise. I think this is actually finished. Yeah, it has. It's finished this whole round of everything. I'm just going to throw that into the assembler box. I don't really know if this will ever need to be bigger than that. I mean, it might do. It depends on how much things increase. I've got 2 blast doors now. Wonderful. One day this ship will be finished. I'll be sad on that day because there'll be nothing else to do, right? I do need to get the thrusters back onto the back of the ship as well. Did they make the assemblers? Where are they? Did they maybe just not... Are they missing something? Are they missing wood or something like that? We finally ran out of wood. Yeah. Let's go mine a tiny bit of wood. I'm not going to even bother taking the miner off for that. Like, just go get some trees. You don't need much, but then when you run out, it's super annoying because it's like, why have they stopped? I don't know. I've got all the metals. What's wrong? And it's always wood every time. Backpack is overloaded with wood. Okay. Next time I take the miner out, I might just like nab a few trees while I'm down there. I'm kind of wondering whether to just have the ship docks be a bit further back so I don't have to enclose all of this. I think it would only need to be about 2 or 3 blocks further back. Maybe at the back of that little section there. And this ship, I imagine that like if I made a brand new ship of this type, I would like wait till I had all the materials ready for it and then we just do one massive great big platform rather than... I know, shush. I know I'm overloaded. All sorts of stuff that's fallen out of the assembler when I took it apart. Oh, did I pick up a large stone? I hate those things. They're the absolute worst. For some reason I have scrappy hull, which is not right. Got hull there that I don't need to be carrying. The conveyor tubes I do still need. The plates I don't. Thrusters I do. I should stick the thrusters back on just because I don't want to like get into space and realize I haven't put my thrusters on. So I'm just going to stick them on the back of the ship. I'd like to get enough thrusters to have the really big thrusters. I feel like they are correct for a ship of this size. And then I might just have lots of like 4 square thrusters there and then 4 thrusters underneath, and then maybe sort of start to shape out, like maybe put some triangles on top of there or something, just to shape out the cabin a little bit more. Like, this is nowhere near done. It takes ages to make a big ship base thing like this, doesn't it? We're at the hour mark now. I think it's done with my other assembler. So my next thing I want to check is how I need to set up the assemblers. Whether I set them up in pairs and have one of these between each one of them, or whether I can just have a pipe now between them all. So let's just see. So if I tell this one that I want it to make me a bit of hull, will it be able to grab the stuff it needs? Absolutely it can. So you can absolutely just chain up assemblers on your wall. That is so totally a thing you can do. Let's make them all purple to celebrate. Okay, so if I had another assembler there, actually I want the pipes black. I always do. I just feel that's a lot better. I did ask for 2 to be made, so did we get the second one? Or did it use up all the wood? I've used up all the wood already. Oh no. Yeah, because it needs loads of copper spools for it apparently. All right. Maybe now my inventory's not so full, I can get a few more trees. And yeah, like I say, you absolutely can mine a couple of trees. The collectors aren't the best at getting the wood. Maybe with the smaller ship though. Because like I say, I've always tried to do everything with one ship before, and I don't think that's the best way to play the game. I think the best way to play the game is with several specialized ships that can move well. And you just want everything to be with you and then do localized things. Which is why it was important to get docking sorted this episode. Why I'm very glad that I did. We'll just jetpack around and, you know, get a few trees. Just for now. Just to get my assembler wall done. Because next, after the assembler wall comes the battery wall. And that'll be super fun. But yeah, I do feel like what I want to do is have an open sort of docking platform on the back of the ship rather than having to enclose like everything. I can walk out and get into the ship if needed. And then probably, like I say, I want to do a little bit of tweaking to this ship to make it enclosed and oxygenated. Pop a little O2 tank on it just so I can... But like I say, I can still mine with the amount of O2 I have just in my helmet. The problem I have with that is there's actually no way that I've worked out yet while piloting a vehicle to check how much oxygen you have. So what will happen is I'm mining away, having a great time on a moon with no oxygen. And then all of a sudden I will have no air. So as long as I'm like mining on Vexus, this is fine. As soon as I want to go more into space to mine, this will not be as fine anymore. Okay. Right, so. Let's give the wood to the assemblers. See if they make me some more assemblers. Do me the copper spooling I need. Hasn't run out of copper, has it? No. So copper spool should be made. Oh, this one isn't trying to make it. Oh, maybe it made it. Not trying to make an assembler anymore. Was this one trying to make an assembler? It was. And what's it missing? Oh, no, it's put it... Oh! Oh, I'm an idiot. I knew there was something I was missing there. I hadn't pushed the output. So I need to do that on this one as well. Push the output. Lovely. And then you can have a little friend up there too. There we are. 4 assemblers in a row. And like I say, eventually I could put more storage in here if I wanted to. I make the storage purple. That purple. Make that black. And then I've got just a small way to walk. A small walkway between... You've got to pack these things tight with stuff, right? And then I'm going to want to increase the size of my power wall. And I'm going to want to make some glass. So this is why we need this. So I would like to make some windows. I want to make quite a lot of them. So iron and silicon, which I should have plenty of. Let's do 20 of those on that assembler. Let's also do power cell bases. Let's do like 10 of them there. Then I'm going to want like 40 power cells. So power cells, 10, 20. Ah, those small ones. No, 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 no. Get away, get away, get away. No, don't do those. I don't want small ones. Yeah. Small ones are so annoying. I don't need those. There's a couple of spare power cells in there already. And then I want like 20 power cells from here. And they're all just working on their stuff. Wonderful. In the meantime, see, parallel processing for the win. They're going to all just do that. Lovely. Let's see if I can see any more iron around here. I don't see any more particularly close. But let's just take this this wagon for a ride while the base does all the making of the power wall stuff. So having another ship just means I've got more flexibility, really. Let's undock. So once this is finished, it's going to be amazing. I think I'll have a nice big landing pad on the back, basically, and it will have room for this and a fighter, I think. Might need to do a bit of reshaping of stuff for that to happen, but... So I'm not really seeing much. Come on, give me some iron. Give me a nice big iron spot that I can just go through with this ship. Maybe go over this way a bit. I can see some kind of silvery looking deposits over here. What's that one? No one knows what that one is. That looks like copper or something though. That one over there. That's just rocks, okay. Aha, there's some. Doesn't look big though, sadly, but we'll just grab it anyway. That one over there might be better. Yeah, let's go over there. Do you know what I need on this ship here is a monitor to show me how much power I have left. It's always good to use things like that, and then you know. I want to go backwards a little bit so I can sort of come in at a better angle to it. Pull my nose up a bit there. There we are. I think I'll just mine the whole thing out and then turn the collector on and go and do a collection. That way I can just mine a nice, I can stay away from it a bit and just mine a nice big hole. And just go in there with the collector and then sit there for a sec. Collect it all up. Feel the mining power. Definitely still some ore there. But yeah, definitely having a an electrical... Oh, actually there is. You can see how much power there is on the underneath your health. So that's fine. I'm still at like a quarter. Just gonna knock out that little bit there so that I can get in easier. All right, so now I want to turn on the collector. Just... actually gonna go into... oh, look at that. Wow. It keeps trying. Each time it's probably getting a little bit more. But obviously that's why I was saying you need as much collection as possible, as many pipes as possible, because every time it tries to collect, it fills itself up. And then it has to empty itself into the cargo hold that I've given it. I'm hoping the cargo hold isn't full. I don't think it is, though. That's still... gosh, that is still ore down there. I am kind of worried about the ship getting stuck. So I think at this point, I'm going to go back into first person. I'm going to park the ship. I'm just going to get any leftovers myself by hand. And I'm just going to go and check what the deal is underneath the ship if I can. I do still have a construction anchor on. I abuse those so much, I swear. So if you look at the collector, you can see it's still trying to... oh yeah, we actually filled the entire thing. We got so much stone out of that though. Like, because you're so much less, what would the word be? You're so much less accurate with it. So we've got a few, so much stone. I'm gonna be so overloaded with all this stone. I wanted just to try and get the iron. I might need to throw the stone out, possibly. I think we did quite a good job of getting most of the stuff out of there. There was another like 40 iron just sat down there that the collector hadn't managed to collect. And power-wise, we used almost half. That's not too bad. I'm going to be really interested when we dock back in. In fact, I may as well. I'm going to just have to jump in the seat and drive back, aren't I? But that was a quick way to get a couple of hundred more iron, wasn't it? And then wherever my ship decided to stay. Ship. There. It's supposed to have a anchor on it, but yes, not today. Sorry, anchor is supposed to have an aerial on it. I'm going to make a whole load of windows, so I'm definitely going to need all of the stuff. So if I just come in here and just lower myself a little bit, come forward a little bit, should be about right. Target the spaceship. Why are you turning? You suck. Seriously. All right, let's just cancel that docking request. I don't understand why that happened, because I was lined up exactly the same way as I always was. Exactly right, I was lined up. And now I'm all out of line because maybe I needed my nose up a bit more. Right, let's try it again. Yeah, worked fine that time. I don't know. Don't know what happened there. All right, so I would like to actually see if I can configure the dock to pull a bit. So let's do a pull filter. So take ore. Any ore. Don't know where that would go though. I wonder if the dock actually itself would need, for that to work, if it would need to be on top of a... I think so, yeah. I think that's what it'll be. I think for now I'll have to manually empty it, but what you could probably do if you're like got lots of room on a space station or something and you're just docking down, you can maybe just have your mining ship have that on top of a massive storage container and have it pull into the storage container. At the moment, I don't think that that will work. I think it needs to know where it's sending it, and I don't think it can teleport. So that's fine. Where's it finding more? Oh gosh, you know, I bet there was some stuck in the collector. I bet it was actually just stuck under the ship. I can't believe that size of storage was like too much. That's crazy, huh? But yeah, I think the collector might have something stuck in it. You can change its pull range though if you don't want it to be as much. You can also tell it to expel. Yeah, drop all that rubbish that you've got inside you. Oh, actually, no, we don't want that. We want it to collect. Yeah, I don't want it to expel. I'm just trying to clear it. Okay, so I'll just turn it off for now. I want to take some of this stone. I'll be slightly over encumbered here with all this stone, but I should be okay. We'll never run out of silicon ever again, though, will we? All right, so are you working on the stuff? Ah, you are. Perfect. Good job. Although I'm not entirely sure how you managed to get 7 stone in you that instead of 8. That completely blocks it up. So there's still a few little things with the arc furnace I think could do with a little bit of change. As soon as we docked, it did not do anything to help the power. So it doesn't look like there's any power sharing between docked vehicles, which is fine. Good to know. Then again, the amount of ore I get from these things, I don't think I'm going to need to... Well, I might need some more gold. I might need copper pretty soon, actually. I don't think I'm going to need iron anytime soon. I say that and I will. I'll need it in like 10 seconds. Nice. My power cells are done. My power cell bases are done. Let's go and make that power wall. Right, I'll stick the bases on first. Wonder how it's doing with my windows. Yeah, I totally need that ship to be more out of the way. Was anything making any hull? I've got a little bit of hull. So I'll do that in a second as well. I might need to leave that for actually making a wall itself. So let's just build up into this wall. I'm gonna leave that clear for now as well. Once I've built more, I'll know. How much room I've got to play with. Right, so that'll do for now. And something that I can do if I want to then is take batteries off this power wall and throw them on my mining ship if it hasn't managed to recharge itself by the time I want to go and do something. So it's quite useful to have that with the ship that's obviously got itself like, what was it, 18 plus 8, like 32 solar panels instead of the ship that has like 2. See, most of those are already powering up, so I could do this, change them over. And the power cells change depending on the color of the actual wall, so one more been made there. See how much quicker we're getting through things now though with the extra. Well, now we have enough raw materials, but also with the extra... Oh, I took the small battery out. Honestly, if there's a way to, like, delete that from existence, I really want to do it, because it's just so... I can't believe I made that. I'm so annoyed. All the rest is just normal power cells though, so that's fine. Let's keep going. And what these will do is give me a really good buffer against any like times that I might be in the dark or which isn't isn't happening at the moment, or if I'm using like something really power heavy, like a really big turret or something like that, I'm trying to defend myself. So yeah, that side we've got assemblers, and that side we've got power wall. Now then, oh, still got one more, one little lonely one. So I think it's still possibly in the process of making more. I can't actually tell. Oh, that one hasn't been told to spell, I don't think. There you go. I need to clear it first then. Is that one making hull? Is that one been told to expel? Push auto adds. I don't want to share queues at the moment. Expel output. No, don't expel output. No, push it to connected inventories. We don't want to expel. It will basically push it on the floor. You don't ever want that. Yeah, I think that's right. Cool. All right, next job. Put all these batteries in. And if you just do this, you don't have to sort of worry about like changing them over or anything. You've just got a whole load ready. I thought I had more than that. That's right. They were in the other hot bar. And I had 2 leftovers. You know what? I started off with 2 leftovers. That's fine. They can just stay in there for now. So there we are. Power wall. Might do more for that, depending on how the room sizes up. And then we can also, if I need to, play around with where the assemblers are. I might be able to get one more assembler in that corner there. Especially if I'm not fussy about the size of the connecting. No, actually, I think it will fit. I think it'll fit there. I think then the connect. Yeah, I think I could get 5. 100%. Okay, so we're still in a situation where we've got, we need a fuel up. So that's something I could do next session, but I just spent the whole session basically making the power wall, getting the ship to dock, going and getting a whole load of iron, which was really cool. But I do think the ship I need to move the main ship, I think, to find the iron, and then just go around grabbing all the little bits with the actual mining ship rather than flying the mining ship too far, because 8 batteries doesn't take it very far. But I may never, like, if I'm just going to quickly go and just with a full oxygen tank, take that out and just quickly go and then just collect. I probably will be able to do that within the tolerance of my oxygen, but I just don't like the fact I can't see it. It's really, really worrying to me. Okay, how much longer is this H2 last? I've got half a tank, and half a tank is a decent amount. There's my oxygen tank. Do you know something? I want to switch my oxygen tank and my hydrogen tank around now because I've got like masses of space here. But that would leave me unfueled if I did it. Or unoxygenated. Okay. I know. I know. We leave this hydrogen tank. We connect it up to another hydrogen tank. We could get into space on like a few bottles worth, right? A couple of thousand. Or we bottle the... No, we bottle the oxygen. That's what we do. We bottle the oxygen. And then we go to space and we reconfigure all of the tanks. Yeah, that's what we do. Because I think oxygen at the moment has not been an issue at all. I've been able to go to space and back on like a few bottles of oxygen. I might want to make some more bottles though for it, just to store it. So at the moment we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bottles. I think I'm just going to do this now. It feels like maybe a next time thing, but I could do this now. So what I want is to take oxygen out of here. So then I would have 1,000 liters of oxygen, okay? Because I feel like we've got now all this space under here. I've decided on making a miner, so that's absolutely fine. This hydrogen tank here needs to be expanded right the way back. And then the oxygen tank could be like at the back here or something. Doesn't matter where the oxygen tank is because it's basically freestanding. As long as it's got enough oxygen in it, it's fine. So why don't we... Actually, we didn't need the bottles to be full of oxygen. That's rubbish. As long as I know where... Oh, well, now they are. It's just tough, isn't it? So they can be an emergency oxygen supply. Yeah, so I think the way around it needs to happen, I've got to just think about this, is we take the oxygen tank off because we can do that and move it around here and not have to worry about refueling or anything like that. So what we do is we take this off completely. Bye-bye oxygen tank. And we take off one of the fluid. We don't need extra fluid harvesters. Take off a fluid harvester. We still got all of our hydrogen, which is 4,700 right now. I want that to be a much bigger tank. So we go all the way over here. And we just redraw on the oxygen tank. Doesn't need to be big right now. I mean, it might be nice to have, like, expansion room, though, you know? Sorry, let me just think. That's my oxygen tank for now. And then a little bit of pipe. How we've done it? Yeah, just a little bit of pipe going into a... just in the middle there. Going into a fluid collector thing. Yeah. Figure the tank to oxygen. Make sure that that's harvesting all. And that's going to start filling up with oxygen for me. And just make sure that's full before we leave. And just tell it that it needs to provide life support. Okay, cool. So now we can basically have the hydrogen tank, if we want to, going the whole blinking length of the ship. It can have it massive. Because what I'd effectively want is to have that collector over there just stretch that tank all the way out. So to do that, we're going to need a bit more tank. Just a bit. So at the moment, we've got them like 3 wide, and I think it'll need to just stay that way. But it can be another, a block there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more long times 3. 3 wide. 27 more? How much tank do we have right now? Okay, so on one of these guys to make me 27 tanks, please. I want you to make more hull. I always want something making hull. Ah, my windows are done. Okay, so like, of course. Still trying to work out why it does that. So I can put my windows across the top of here now, which is quite nice. So what I'm thinking is to make it a half block or less. Do the half block there. I need some hull, don't I, so that I can give it something to grab onto. That. Come on, go where I tell you. It doesn't want to do it. Okay, let's get the hull block back in if I can. Pop another one. It might just be because it's not the full length of what I'm trying to put down, so sometimes it can be a bit finicky about that. There we are. Very nice. We had enough to do it. Perfect. Just gonna get those back. Shape around there later. That's fine. You can probably tell the sort of thing I'll do there. Cute, huh? Right, then I need, if there's any hull done yet, there is some. I want to expand. And I want to sort of pull back and take the thrusters off again. So I want to expand this whole base here. A landing pad, basically. I want to add a whole extra bit to it and then pull it back. 9 out of 17, 18 out of 17. Said that it has 18. Got any more yet? Actually, we've got enough to pull it back by 2. Okay, cool. I don't even care if it's slightly hanging off the back or something. Yeah, so that gives us a bit of extra space there. So I'm going to just jump in and undock the craft. And then I can pull it back a bit. I don't feel like trying to dock it into an enclosed space is going to be my best bet. Just considering how like difficult everything is to maneuver and things. And let's go back a bit. And then come in forward a bit. Right, that should be decent. I can already request docking from there. That's quite nice. I want to exit the spaceship control. I want to move the landing pad dock right back. Facing that way. Want it in the middle, which it is, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna try it here and see how it lands. Okay, let's try request docking. I don't know why it's so terrible at it, like, unless you're, like, basically right next to it. Like, why will it let you dock so far away? Let me just undo the docking procedure there, cancel it. Don't know why it'll let you do it from so far away if it's not going to just, like, pull you in properly. Seems a bit silly to me. Just make sure I'm flat, make sure my nose is up. Pull it forward a bit. Push it down a bit. Make sure my nose is level by stocking. As long as you're pretty close, it seems all right. If you're trying to get it to pull you in, it's absolutely no use at all. Okay, that fits there pretty nicely, actually. So I'm quite happy with that one. And then if I do want to make something else, I'll just extend it. So what I kind of want to do here is make a bit of more of a... bit more of a shape to it. So I want to get rid of this on the sides here. Did make a whole bunch of blast doors as well, but that I could just make a nice big door into the workshop, honestly. I feel like I want to put a block there. A block there. I want them to go up. So you're not going to want blast doors for that. And I want a cross beam there. Then let's see how many blast doors actually got done. 2. Okay, great stuff. I was messing around with the assemblers, I think. That's the problem. So what we need is 1, 2, 3. So what I'm thinking is we'll do another thing like that. Another thing like that. And I would like 9 blast doors. Got a nice big entrance at the back there. So another 7 then, please. One of the assemblers is not doing anything. Make me 7 blast doors. How much quicker is stuff happening now? Okay. How are we doing for everything here? So what I want to do is put wood up here as well. I would really love to get like some more storage in that's just for bits and bats. Let's see if I can. As much as I'm allowed. How big is that? 500. It's also straight above my teleporter, which is probably not the greatest of ideas. I could put under the power wall, I could put a small amount of storage. Okay, let's make some more storage then. Because I want this to actually be nicely organized. And at the moment, it's horribly organized. So yeah, I'll put a little one under there. I'm gonna make the floor black here. Shouldn't skimp on the decorating, right? Gosh, I really need to finish this as well. Actually, I could do now, couldn't I? So that's just a small half block wall. goes to there, right? Okay, goes to there. Goes up. That much. And it's colored black. Cool. So then I'm going to need some stuff to kind of help step this up. So it's going to need a ceiling. I said I'd go to space, didn't I? Like, and I've just ended up finishing my ship off. So, oh well. So yeah, I'll give it a roof first, and then I'll maybe shape it in after that. So you're probably going to want at least that going on. That. And maybe something like that. Might move the antenna or maybe the solar panels to do something else, to do more shaping, but oh no, I can. I think it might be. No, I don't think that's doable at the moment. Okay, so then we've got, I think I'm going to need to make a big block go across here, just to make sure that it's all sort of stepped in. Then I could do something like make a triangle out of the half blocks. Just pull it back. That's looking a bit nicer, isn't it? This is shaping this up the top here is going to be possibly a bit of a challenge about finding the right shapes. That seems fine like that, to be honest, just off the back of that there. So why don't we make the launch the docking pad a little larger. And then I know I can just park my ship on the end there. Right, how are we doing for the blast doors? Because once we have blast doors, then this is airtight, I think. So did we get them yet? Not stuck in one of these assemblers, are they? I did ask for them, and I asked for a whole load of things and tanks and storages, and I think we've run out of iron. Luckily, here's some I made earlier. Don't know where the blast doors are, though. Did they maybe get made? I'm not seeing them in here. That doesn't mean they're not here. Which is why I want more storage that I can just put bits into. No, I definitely asked one of them to do 7 blast doors. I had the 2 that were already made. Oh, here it is. Oh yeah, it's doing it. It's doing it. It's just, as soon as I put that iron in, everything just started up. Okay, cool. There's still a bit more iron in here. The furnace, I think, has done its usual job of like not working as soon as I move. But again, like I say, it's worth it for the convenience. For the sake of the inconvenience of me having to go into this inventory, pull something out. Oh no. Come on. There's so much stone there. 99 of the stone. So we'll pop that in there so it can just make a bit of silicon once it's finished with the iron. I'll pull the iron it's done so far and the silicon over into this inventory here. If I was super clever, I'd have like piping going from this inventory up to this inventory. But then I wouldn't really be able to run around it very easily. Or I would put one-way tubes in here and I'd tell it to export and I'd have a tube across into this inventory here. It'd be quite clever. But again, it might make me struggle to run around. So for now, I'll just make, for the sake of how often the large amounts that I'm transferring one to another and the fact that my inventory doesn't ever overload really, I think it's fine. Tanks. We have 28 tanks. Oh, that's exactly how many we needed. Now then. I need to be in the hydrogen cloud before I start working on that, so it doesn't then matter if I lose all the hydrogen out of the tank, because there's like 16 billion more hydrogen in that cloud, so it won't be a problem for me. One blast door is done. No, 3 blast doors are done. Nice. We're now on 5. We need 9. I would love to have this enclosed by the end of the episode. That would be really nice. And then next time we can work on the hydrogen tanks and possibly... This is going to be so cool when we go into space, by the way. A bit of colouring in. I feel like I might give that some purple sides. Oh, I can't actually, no. Okay, it'll all be black then. So what might be quite nice on this, if I have a minute, do I have a minute? Probably. Purple, make that black, make that black. If I do anything across there, I'll make that black as well. Make that purple, make that black on there. Starting to look quite smart, isn't it, though? You know, like my little base. My base ship. What do I do with this then? Black. Purple, purple, purple. Yeah. My purple menace. It's starting to come along. Like, takes a while, honestly. I'm wondering whether I should maybe do something to make the light cruise engines look a bit nicer. Not sure yet. And make anything that glows into purple, basically, as well. Light cruise engines can be purple. My thrusters are still off. Where are they? I need to know this. There they are. So I'm just going to throw those back onto the back of the... actually, no, they could go here now. Now I know a bit more about how things are shaped. The other thing that you can do that's really super cute is you can add like decals on. So if I wanted to add a bit of a decal, if I wanted to make this look a bit more like a proper launch pad, I could add some little corners on. Or bigger corners. Rotate them. You can layer them on top of each other and things. All sorts. I'm just thinking just a little bit of a guide as to where my ship is supposed to be parked here. Look. Yeah, so everyone knows that that's a landing pad for my ship, and that's where it needs to go. Lovely. wing that out a bit or something. I don't know though, because it's a launch, like a landing pad thing. I don't know that it needs much more. I don't know if there's any more decals that I could put along, like a line or something. I could do arrows and things on there. I could do some kind of like arrows to show that that's the way you need to come in. How have I done that there? So that. I don't think I've placed those very nicely, actually. Take them away like that, see? So yeah, we've got like a bit of a landing pad. It's showing you what direction you need to be docking in at, and I quite like that. I could even do something like this. This might be a bit over the top though. Actually, I don't think it is. I quite like it. Yeah, my landing pad. Might change that later, I'll see. Actually, what I don't like at the moment is these. I should have 3 of them, right? Like that. Hopefully, by the time I've done these... Yeah, that's quite cool. Hopefully by the time I've done these, my blast doors will be ready, and then we can get the ship airtight. And that was all I actually wanted to do for the episode. And then, how much better has this looked just for what we've done on it this episode? It's still a bit of a brick, I know, but it's a lot better than it was. Right, let's get these blast doors in. So, as usual, they don't line up. Come on. There. My blast door, so I can get in and out. Lovely. You could have it opening the other way. I'm actually very happy with it opening up and down. I think that's quite a nice way for it to open. And that is my way into the ship in general. So if I want to come out, and it makes sense because if I want to come out and go into another little ship, then that's my docking pad it's going out into. Right. Now, you're saying leak, but obviously we've only just made it, in theory, airtight. O2 nominal. So I now have a completely enclosed workshop, so I can go and do things on my assemblers. I can go and do things in my arc furnace. I can go check on my power wall, all of that sort of stuff. And I can do that without having to worry about having no oxygen. And you can see out the roof too, which is kind of cool. I like that a lot. So next episode will be either a second hydrogen tank or like just a very big extension of the hydrogen tank we already have. I think probably just making it much larger and then filling it right up so that I don't have to worry about that. Now at the moment it's saying no system linked to the O2. Ah, well, one last thing before we go then. I need to tell it. Oh, actually I need to open that door first. And now we'll have a leak, definitely. I need to tell it where the oxygen tank is because it's moved. Just realised that. You'd make all these changes and you're like, oh, hang on, that thing that I linked 4 million years ago doesn't work anymore. All right, so it's understanding that that's a full oxygen tank and oxygen nominal. And it's nice now because I can sit in my seat and I can see that. So this is how far you can see when you're just sat in your seat with like middle mouse button or whatever. And so I can see how much oxygen I've got, and I can see that the life support is working. If I really wanted to be absolutely 100% sure that the life support was working, I could put it down there. And then I'd probably be able to see it while I was controlling the ship. Which might actually be a good thing. Actually, I'm so convinced by that I'm actually going to move it. It doesn't matter too much whether I can see the construction anchor, but I do feel that life support might be useful to see. Okay, so let's take it off. Pop it down there. Underneath the yoke entirely, or actually it may be there. I'm gonna take its switch there. Oh, it's upside down. No, we can't have upside down life supports. Oh, yeah. Link it switch. For some reason I took the switch off there, which is stupid. So let's put that back on. Link that back. Nice. So now when I'm in my seat, and even when I'm flying the ship, I can just about see that O2 nominal. And if I was... Oh, let's get out of here. And if I was flying and it was off, I'd be able to see off, right? I can just about see off down the bottom there, yeah. So that is great. Because I can see while I'm flying whether my O2 is off or on, which is exactly what you need. Cool. One thing I could do, I think you can take off the starter block and just put a piece of scrappy hull or something underneath it. But this cabin is looking so much nicer, so much easier to move around in now. This is not so great to move around in, but it's fine. I'm going to paint the blast door black. And the frame. And then we have an extremely smart looking little ship. I feel like a bit more shaping is needed. I love the shaping around there. That's really nice. I do feel like it's not very well shaped around the solar panels. I am very tempted to put the solar panels on the side of the ship here. And the side of the ship around here. And just have more of them to make up for the fact that it probably won't always be in direct sunlight. I mean, to be honest, at the moment, if I look on the link tool with it, it's only at 60% efficiency anyway. So if I had one actually on that side, it would be quite highly efficient. So that's definitely something I consider, because then I could maybe just put a nice gentle slope up there or something, just to make it look a little less like a box. I think your ships are going to generally look nice as long as you don't make them into a box. Even that one doesn't look bad, actually. Something about that one, isn't there? My little mining platform, effectively. But I think we've run out of time, like absolutely fully now, completely and utterly run out of time at this point. Powerwall's doing great. My problem is I keep using assemblers. So that's a bit of an issue, isn't it? But we're getting loads of storage now. Oh yeah, the storage. The storage is working now. So I am actually going to do one last thing before I... Shut up, okay? One last thing, one last thing, one last thing, I know. Please, will you just go the way around I want you to go? Going around, it's going every way around except the way I want it to go. Can I make it go that way if I do this? Yes. And I want that painted black. And then what I can do with that, it's got 28,000 storage in it, which is actually more than this one by a long shot. But this one's going to get expanded. So what I can do now is all the rubbish, all the little monitors, old crafting benches, spare solar panels, spare bits of hull, Actually, I think I need that because that's something that the spare pipes, little batteries, old wind turbines, they all go in there. Spare bits of building materials, yeah, that camera, all of that junk. So this is a bit of a junk chest here. I'm going to call it building mats, but I may as well just call it junk. So we've got building mats, we've got assembler stuff, and then we've got ore stuff. So that is needed for assembler. Those are not, those are not. So then I can see a lot more clearly what I'm missing and things as well. So the graviton rings and the thruster units are needed. So is the sunstone. And so are the beams. They're all things that are secondary things made by the assembler or just raw materials that the assembler might need. And then I can very clearly see if I'm running out of copper, if I'm running out of iron, it's all just right there, all good and happy. So, and this one over here, just throw everything in. And then I've got a little bit of spare oxygen there as well. And that just looks a lot less intimidating as well now, doesn't it? Because it's, oh, it's got all my silicon in. I need that for the other one. Camera up there. O2 there. There we are. So just little bits and bobs of junk and things that I might need for building later on. I don't really know how to get rid of things, so stuff can just go in there if it's needed. It could be rock overflow as well. Got 28,000 in there. I'm using like 2% of it, so. Shift, middle click. Swap between, oh yeah. Swap between the bars. And also, if I want to then take this storage out, I can throw these into the one behind me and then redo all the storage. So we need to put silicon there, wood there, and then secondary products down here. And that, my friends, is so much more organized. I've got my power wall built. I've got my assembler array built. We got docking sorted out here. We fully enclosed the workshop. We shaped the ship a little bit nicer. I don't really know that that is doing anything. I'm tempted to take that off, honestly. I don't think it works. It just looks ugly, doesn't it? So, like next time, like I say, I'll shape the roof of the cockpit, move the solar panels onto the sides there, I think. And possibly expand my... Do I need to put... No, I did the thrusters. Possibly expand my landing pad out so that I can get a second ship, which might be like a fighter ship in there. Maybe do a little bit of remodeling of my mining rig as well. But yeah, I feel like we're getting to a point where things are really coming together now. The ship is starting to look a lot nicer. Just having the raw materials to be able to like do things is nice. And now actually having 4 assemblers in a row, the amount of times I've just been using 4 assemblers at the same time has been kind of crazy. Just so far, I didn't think I thought I was going over the top with that, but no, absolutely not. That storage needs to increase because if it can, then I can have a lot more in here. I can have like hundreds of iron in there just sitting there waiting to be used, and then I can do whatever I want and make whatever I want, and it'll be a lot easier. But I think that's the end of the episode for now. I'm mega happy with what I've done. You can tell. So happy with that. Next time we'll, like I say, sort out the hydrogen tanks because they do need a bit of a sort out. And I will possibly start to think about making turrets. Maybe. So that we can maybe fight the pirate in this system and see if we can get out of here. But I don't know. Still deciding whether I want to try and make myself a little scrappy fighter and try and do it that way, or whether and leave my base out of it entirely, or whether I want my base to have like some big fat guns on it using my big power wall. I would definitely say that any kind of fighter I had would probably need either a lot of batteries or its own little bit of hydrogen, sort of its own little hydrogen tank and everything to keep it going. So I don't really know what I'm going to do. I will have a think about it in between. I'm really happy, by the way, with moving the life support down to where I can see it and sorting out my panel here a little bit. I could definitely put a couple of blocks here and here to the side if I wanted to have a few more monitors on if I felt they were needed, because the monitors are only like a half block. I've obviously put a full block here, but they are only a half block big. So also let's smarten this up, shall we? I'm always going to find something to paint, aren't I? Oh no, life support should be purple, right? All of these should be purple, shouldn't they? And that, and that, and that. Maybe I'll decide that they should be a different color, but probably not. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, then please do leave me a like below. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. I'll let you know when videos are out. Hope to see you next time. In the meantime, please look after yourselves and keep being awesome.